What's good with your family? What's good? It's your boy Urban Sports Guru. Let me get to y'all with my week three picks. Y'all saw the things that happened in week two that I called. Told y'all the Vegas Raiders gonna go in there and spank up on the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling y'all about the Carolina Panthers. They're already starting off 3-0. Y'all need to start listening to your boy, man. I'm Urban Sports Guru for a reason. But let's get into week three, and I'm gonna give y'all my Stone Cold lock. I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna give it to y'all now or I'm gonna give it to y'all Sunday on Instagram. I'll decide in my head. First game we have Washington on the road versus Buffalo. Buffalo's Buffalo's giving 7.5. Buffalo's giving 7.5. Now Washington coming off of the tough win. Some call it lucky win, some call it whatever, but it's still a tough win. Win's a win against my New York Football Giants. Buffalo coming off a good spanking against Miami. They come back home after losing a home opener to Pittsburgh, and they play another team with a great front in Washington. The thing is, last week they did a good job of mixing in the run and not putting everything on Josh Allen to throw the ball 50 times. They ran the football very, very well. Washington, their front is very good. The secondary is not. Is not. But just to protect Josh Allen, if they can mix in the run, I think they blow this game open. I think they blow this game open because I Buffalo is shown to have plenty of different ways of scoring. Washington doesn't. And here's the thing. I don't think Washington will be able to block up against Buffalo's front and those pass rushes that they have when that Bills Mafia starts howling and all. I don't think they'll be able to keep up with that. So I'm taking Buffalo. We got Chi-Town coming on the road against Cleveland. Cleveland's giving 7. I like Cleveland to win. They might not cover. This is going to be Odell's first game back. That's one. Secondly, if Chicago's playing a team that they know is going to run the football, I expect Chicago to be pretty stout against the run. The thing is, I expect a good game because Cleveland defensively has not really showed up yet. I expect the rookie quarterback Justin Fields to make some plays. The question is, can he limit the turnovers when you're dealing with a Miles Garrett coming off the edge? That's the question. He could do that. He can make this game interesting, and they can at the very least cover. If not, Cleveland will win in their cover. Baltimore at the Lions. Now, moving forward, I don't really like Baltimore. And the reason why I don't is they're doing. Everyone's complaining, saying that Lamar Jackson is so much of their offense. Lamar Jackson been so much of the offense. That's not new. The way the offense is geared, he has to be that much of the offense because they tailored it so to him. It's kind of like it's kind of like say like in basketball when he hand the ball to Russell Westbrook, then he's piling up the stats and getting triple doubles. And then they say, oh, well, the team ain't shit when he's not in the game. Well, the whole team is geared towards him. The whole team is geared towards him. And what they try to do, they're doing more straight drop back pass with him than I've ever seen before. And it's leading to turnovers. I don't think it'll bite him in the ass in this game. Yes, Detroit has some guys who can score offensively. They can make plays, and Jared Goff is not a bum. So Detroit can possibly cover that 8 at home. That's a big number on the road. But moving forward, I don't like Baltimore because of those reasons. What you saw last week in KC is not going to happen the majority of the time against good teams. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to fumble on game-winning drives. This is not going to happen. They got away with luck week 1 against the Raiders when the game-winning touchdown went right through the receiver's hands, bounced off, and then the interception. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen because, yes, Lamar Jackson came back and he fumbled. But if he catches that, the game's over. It doesn't even get to that. That's not going to happen. And moving forward, the way they play, they can win shootouts, especially since the defense isn't as good as it used to be. Won't be surprised if this game was a shootout. I like the Ravens to win. Covering the 8 is going to be tough, but I like them very least to win the game. Colts at the Titans. Carson Wentz sprains both ankles. And it looks like he practiced yesterday. Looks like he's going to at least give it a try to play. Tried to give it a try last week. And Jacob Eason, he does stand a chance in hell. That offensive line is not very good. Tennessee's offensive line look like they got their swagger back. And they remembered they got King Henry, a.k.a. Secretariat, back there, who nobody wants to tackle. This man leads the league in business decisions. He's done it for the last few years, and I like Indy's defense, but they rely a lot on that front four to do a lot, and that makes them susceptible against the run because they play a lot of too high safety. That means there's not 8 in the box. It's not 8 in the box. Gotta be King Henry. I like Tennessee, giving 5.5 at home. They gotta redeem themselves from week 1. I like Tennessee. Now, this is gonna probably be the best game of the week. Chargers on the road against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs' fatal flaw is that they do not defend the run well. But guess what? You're playing against a team, the Chargers, that does not run the football. Perfect. You have a young diamond at a quarterback, and Justin Herbert against the best in the game that anyone's ever seen in Patrick Mahomes. Get ready for the laser show. I expect a great game. A great game. I expect a great game. I think the team that gets the ball last will win. And I expect that to be the Kansas City Chiefs. Given 7. Taking the Chiefs. Next we have New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints on the road against the New England Patriots. Which Jameis Winston is going to be? That's the question with this game. Now, New Orleans Saints, they have a stacked front. Know how good that front is. Demario Davis on the second level. Chandler Jordan, still one of the best guys out there. They have a great front. It's going to make it hard for New England to run the football, even though New England has a great front line. And Mac Jones is going to have to do more in this game. He's going to have to do more. They're going to have to open up the playbook more for him, because one thing New Orleans does do well, and that travels with you on the road, is stop the run. Understand something. When teams want to run a football, you don't just have to stop them from getting 150 plus. You got to stop them from being able to get those serviceable amount of yards where the quarterback can manage down and distance. That's the thing. New Orleans does that very well. Tampa does that very well. New England doesn't need Mac Jones to. They don't need to run the ball for 200 yards, 150 yards, just for Mac Jones to be successful. Any quarterback can be successful again that much of a running game. They just need enough of a running game where enough of a running game so you can still bootleg, still play action, do those little things like that, so you can manage down and distance. So this way, Mac Jones, instead of having 3rd and 10, he has 3rd and 5 less. This is how you manage down and distance. And against the Saints, he's not going to have a lot of 3rd and 5s because the Saints are great against the run. They have one great corner, and the rest of that secondary is kind of Jenkins is still that dude, but the rest of that secondary is you can go after them. You have to attack them through the air. So that's where the matchup lies. Thing is, I like New England's defense against New Orleans' offense. They have great corners. New England could be stout against the run. And Bill Belichick, I like him against Jameis Winston. I think that's a turnover waiting to happen. I'm going to take New England in this game because I think they're going to turn the ball over less. Just that simple. New England will turn the ball over less. I'm taking the Patriots. Now we got the Atlanta Falcons. Played well last week. Coming to New York to play my New York Football Giants. Giants got written. Giants blew the game last week. Let's call it what it is. But you have 10 days of preparation. This is the beauty. If anything, is the beauty of a Thursday night game. It kind of works as an extra bye week because now you have 10 days of preparation and rest to go against a team like Atlanta that A, does not have a great defense, B, does not have a great front, should be able to get after the quarterback, C, does not run the football very well. So it's three things that you should be able to take advantage of. One thing the Giants want to do, they want to run football. Finally, Saquon can get going. Two, Atlanta doesn't rush the quarterback very well. So that suspect offensive line the Giants have should finally be able to get somebody blocked up. Finally. Atlanta's offensive line, despite the number one picks, is not, especially in the interior, where the Giants rush very well, they don't block well. That means you can get pressure up the middle to Matty Ice. I like my Giants to get their first win of the season, given 3. Take my Giants. We have the Cincinnati Bengals against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this game is going to be the litmus test. This game is going to determine exactly how good or how bad the Steelers season is going to go. I thought the Steelers could be close to 500, but then I saw the last 4 games. I'm like, oh, hell no. The last 4 games, I'm like, oh, hell no. This team is not going to have a winning record. Their last 4 games, I see the Ravens, I see the Browns, I see the Chiefs, I see the Titans. That's their last 4. Even before that, you got the Vikings, you got the Ravens, and you got the Chargers. That's the last 7 games. No. Steelers will not have a winning record this year. Hell no. Question is, how bad will they be? That Big Ben that kind of looks shot at times in the game. They can't really block up for the run. You have a deficient offense, but you have a great defense. You've heard me say this 100 times. I hate to see great defenses wasted in bad offense. But guess what? That's what's happening in Pittsburgh. Can they ratchet up enough offense? Because Cincinnati's not a defensive juggernaut, but guess what? The Cincinnati Bengals, they can chuck the football. I don't think they can run the football enough to keep the Pittsburgh Steelers defense honest. So this way they're not pinning their ears back and going to kill Joe Burrow. I don't think Cincinnati will be able to block them up. Also, who makes the least amount of mistakes? As it says in all the games, but in this game in particular, because there's certain just absolutions that I don't think Cincinnati can block up Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh has shown that they can't block up against anybody. So, but I like Cincy in the upset. Joe Burrow got some magic about him. I'm taking Cincy. We got Arizona on the road, give it 7.5 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now you've heard Urban Meyer in this, after the last game say NFL was like playing Alabama every week. We look at another former coach in Matt Rule in Carolina. This is a college coach who's transitioning to the NFL and looks like he's doing it right. Now you see, look, he's doing it right with Sam Darnold. College coach Urban Meyer, Jacksonville, with Trevor Lawrence. And he looks in over his head. He looks like he doesn't have, like, I won't say doesn't have a plan, but already sees his plans are not working. And he's already on the B, C, D, and F, and he's like, what the fuck am I going to be able to do? The man clearly knows football, but NFL football is different. And it's different how you have to motivate the players to get the best out of them. Because these guys are millionaires, for crying out loud. These aren't kids just hoping to get a check one day. Arizona's giving 7.5. And they're my stone cold lock. Take the Cardinals. We have the Jets at Broncos. The Jets on the road in Denver has always been a tough place to play, and Teddy Bridgewater is cementing himself in that starting quarterback spot. The defense is playing well. The offense, like I said, you just need to have enough of a running game. Not dominant, but just have enough of a running game. Enough of it to keep the chains moving, manage down the distance, and that's what Denver is doing well. Teddy Bridgewater, because they have so much guys on the perimeter, he's able to just be a point guard. Get the ball out. Get the ball out. Don't try to do nothing special. Just get the ball out. And it's working. It's working for them because the defense is well. The defense gets stops. Defense get a turnover or two. And now you're going against, like I said this before, I'll continue to say how you groom a young quarterback matters. Look at what is happening in Carolina. Look what happened to Sam Darnold with the Jets. Now you have Robert Saleh, new coach. I don't want to judge him yet because he's just getting started. But he has an even more talented quarterback than that shitty coach Adam Gase had. Rookie's going to go through it. But this does not look good. Week 3, going against that Denver defense. The fact that Jets can't block him up front. And you got Von Miller to worry about. Denver's giving 10.5. I like Denver. Miami coming on the road, no Tua, to the Vegas Raiders. This is one of those games where Vegas is going to show how good they're going to be. And I say it for this reasoning. Now their expectations. People see that they're good. But now I'm expecting you to be good. I am expecting you to be good. Jacoby Brissett is going to be that quarterback. Not a bad quarterback, by the way. But Miami can't block him up front. Their pass blocking is shitty. Raiders get after quarterback very well with just 4. Miami's defense, I expect them to play better after their performance last week. I think Buffalo was just a bad matchup for them. I expect them to play better. I don't think this will be a high-scoring affair, but the Raiders should still get the win. Given 3.5, they should still get the win. Now we got Tampa coming out to LA to play the Rams. Rams played Tampa last year. Rams were probably the last loss that Tampa's had. Tampa's won the last 10 games overall, including the Super Bowl. When I look at this matchup, when I look at this matchup, I like the Rams. I do. Bucks are given a point on the roads, pretty much a pick 'em, but I like the Rams. I like the Rams. First and foremost, let's talk about the Rams offense. Matt Stafford, Sean McVay, the way they chucking the ball around against that Tampa secondary, I like that matchup a lot. Nobody really runs the football on Tampa, but they're going to be able to run it enough just to keep it honest because they'll dedicate themselves to the run. The Rams defense, however, the way they're able to get the pressure with four, the way they're able to get pressure up the middle because you have Aaron Donald, I think it's very problematic for Tampa. I think the fact that the Rams are able to cover on the back end because you could take Jalen Ramsey, put him on one, and everyone else is, you know what I'm saying, zone up on the rest of them. I like that, and they play a lot of zone based off of that. Um, I just schematically, I just like the way this Ram team matches up against Tampa, and this will be a game with Matt Stafford. These are two of the top five teams in the league right now. This is a game where Matt Stafford and the Rams basically like, yo, we're here. We're here. At the end of the day, Tampa's not going undefeated. Even if they win the Super Bowl again, which very well can happen, they're not going undefeated. Their first loss comes this weekend. I like the Rams. Now we have the Seahawks and the Vikings. Seahawks on the road in Minnesota, and they're given two. Now the Seahawks just lost a heartbreaker because you can't stop King Henry, but guess what? Who can? Now, now, you have now you have to deal with Dalvin Cook on the road. I think you're gonna get a heavy those Dalvin Cook. Yes, it's a different type of running game, but running back. But shit, at the end of the day, running the football is running the football. You give all of those else King Henry, you're gonna get a heavy dose of Dalvin Cook. Heavy dose. I don't like the Vikings secondary. I like their front, but I don't like their secondary. I think Russell Wilson and them boys can make some plays. They can make some plays against that Vikings secondary. If the Vikings defense could just in this game, I expect Minnesota to come out early. They could weather that storm. I like Seattle to come back. Coming back, they're given two. I like Seattle coming back. Another great game. It's going to be this weekend. Packers versus San Fran. In San Fran, San Fran is given three. San Fran routinely whoops up on the Packers, and it happens because they're just a physical football team, and they really just beat them up at the line of scrimmage on both ends. This happens all the time. They physically fuck you up, and they make Green Bay play their kind of game. They pressure Aaron Rodgers better than anyone else I see, and they just run the ball down the throat of Green Bay. So it's like, yeah, we're gonna run the ball. There's nothing you can do about it. And pretty much, there's nothing they've been able to do about it. Um, Packers defense does not look very good. Doesn't even look as good as they did last year, and I don't see them competing well against San Francisco. However, however, Packers have a lot to prove, and I got a feeling that this will be the week they buck the trend and they come back and win a close game. I like the Packers for the upset. And last but not least, you have the Dallas Cowboys at home against Philadelphia Eagles Monday night. Now we have Dak's going to be ready. I told y'all Tony Pollard's going to be that running back. I like this burst to the hole. Zeke doesn't seem like he has that anymore. He'll still be a platoon back. But being the lead dog, Tony Pollard's going to end up being that guy. The thing with Philadelphia, can't allow the way Dallas defense is playing. I don't see Philadelphia doing all those little boots and things of that nature and getting off because Dallas has fast linebackers. They're three fast linebackers. And that kid that is drafted from Penn State is going to be a problem, even if he's not that great this week as a rusher, because Eagles have two good tackles. Guess what? He still makes plays all over the field. I don't think he'll have as good a week this week rushing because of those tackles. Lane Johnson is not going to get beat on the inside rush the way that guy did in fucking LA last week. Just got repetitively beat on the inside rush. Ridiculous every single time. But Lane Johnson is not giving that up. However, what does I love seeing Dallas Cowboys lose? I think they take this game at home, give them 3.5. That's my take. It's me, your boy, Urban Sports Guru. Hit me in the like, hit me subscribe, let me know what you think. For Urban Sports Guru, I'm out. Salute.